Hey, Bam! It's me, Zabuza. I know I look like Steve Blum right now, but that's just because of the quarantine. I wanted to congratulate you on 100,000 subscribers, I guess. That's pretty amazing. I'd like to also wish the viewers to take the time to enjoy the unboxing of Zabuza and Haku. Man, I miss Haku. Don't you? Anyway, congratulations on 100,000, and enjoy the unboxing, and Merry Christmas. Love you, Bam!
Your words cut deep. Deeper than any blade.
Hey everybody, Bam Collectibles here to thank you for sharing in this amazing journey of getting to 100K on the channel. I know that was quite a few weeks ago, but of course, very recently, the Silver Play Award from YouTube came in, so I wanted to make a short video, really just saying I appreciate you joining me on this journey of being able to unbox and showcase collectibles. Most importantly, beyond the collectibles and the stuff, being able to relive these amazing moments of shows and franchises and characters that we all adore, and it connects us, right? Connects people from all throughout the world. All these different collectibles. So I am privileged and honored to make content for everybody, and I look forward to seeing where the channel goes and where it'll take us, onward to maybe bigger and better things. But no matter where we go, where we grow, I want to be sure that thank you for being a part of that journey. Now let's unbox this silver play button and get to the Zabuza and Haku statues. Not even gonna lie, when this bad boy came in, I didn't even think it was real. I had to stare at it for quite a few minutes before I even wanted to open it up. And what we have here is just some kind of business card of some sort, and they also send you some kind of nice staple letter. Honestly, it's the same letter that everybody gets, so nothing special. But here it is. As expected, this thing is ridiculously gorgeous in person. My gosh, it's so exciting to see it. Look at that mirror right there. It's like some kind of mirror-y looking background. And there it is, Bam Collectibles, 100,000. Now I gotta figure out where the heck I'm gonna be displaying this, because most of my walls have display cases on them. And so I don't really have many walls to display, art or achievements like this. But thank you, everybody. You made this possible. And let's take a look at Haku's base. These statues are made by a studio called Fire Phoenix Studio. On the front, there is his name, and then we have the Hidden Mist Village symbol. And then on the bottom, we'll see the edition size number 5 out of 300. We have a Haku-looking mask symbol over there, and Fire Phoenix Studios logo to the right. If I recall, Haku's mask is actually the Hidden Mist Village Ambu's mask that they wear, or at least their equivalent of an Ambu. On the bottom, that's where Haku's foot is going to be going into. There's also some LED lights that you'll see inside of there. I customized here. I won't go over the process of how I customize, because you've seen them in other videos. And then we have slots here with the ice mirrors we'll be keying into later. The ice resin, or the clear looking resin with some blue shades on it, turned out really well. A little bit of cracking there on the back that I noticed, but thankfully it's not all around here. I did end up picking up this statue secondhand, so it was used. Later on, as we see the statue showcase, you'll notice there's going to be some flaws and imperfections, and it's just something that I had to live with this one. On the bottom of this ice mirror, you'll see a number 1. That just means it's going to be the leftmost mirror, as it's going to go 1, 2, 3 in the way that they line up. I've always wanted a Haku with some ice mirrors and a statue, and it was so nice to be able to have this one in my collection. Again, as I noted, it was used, so you'll see some flaws are going to be in here. I don't know if it's just scuffs or where that may be rubbed up against each other. Maybe the ice mirrors were packaged together, and they might have had some slight rubs. That's where you get that more whitening looking look on there. One of the greatest Naruto debates of all time, one of the most original ones, is going to be, is Haku a boy or girl, right? Everybody knows he's a boy. He's referred to as a boy or a male, but gosh dang it if in the show they don't confuse the heck out of you, right? The LEDs that were installed in here are more simplistic than the ones that I use on some other statues, so it is controlled via this remote. You go ahead and power it on, and there are a few different colors that you can use when illuminating this. I'd say this is more of the bluish tone that comes with, and then this right here is what it looks like when we change it over to the more white tone. And lastly, we have the turquoise looking tone. So 3 different colors that you can use. I mean, heck, you can use red if you want to, but those are the 3 that make the most sense for me. Haku's body was mostly sculpted as one large piece. Missing will be one hand and the head because they have some cool swappable parts. We'll see those wooden clogs there on the bottom of his feet. Man, even this outfit is confusing, right? So these are like pants and skirts all at the same time. Looking at the back, again, there is some paint imperfections. This is honestly due to poor shipping with this. The way that it was packaged, there were a lot of parts rubbing up against each other. Not good at all. And then we do have a missing finger on this bad boy. It was nowhere in sight in the package. I searched everywhere, could not find it. So I had to settle with the fact that Haku's gonna have all these minor imperfections all over him. And it's okay, because at a distance, you know, from 4 or 5 feet away, you can't see this stuff, and I got a little bit of a discount on it as well. That's where that back leather brown sash will be attaching, and there's some more paint imperfections there. And this piece was sculpted separately. You'll see some awesome looking tones of dark brown on the outsides and the lighter brown. And we have the magnet on top, which is how it attaches. All these sashes were also sculpted separately on the bottom there. And then also we have some senbones, or the needle type of weapon that Haku wielded, where he would pinpoint them to specific attacks when he would throw, and then they attach really just by shoving them inside the fingers. That's the only way I found. They're not magnetized. They just use friction to stay into place. And then we have that sash attached on the back. And there's basically Haku's body, except for the switched outs that we'll go over next. This statue is probably around the 1/6 scale range. They advertise it as 1/7. I don't think so. I think it looks like 1/6 to me. Here is the first head that we'll see with Haku's face being shown. The next one is going to have the mask there, but one of those green pieces that are coming out of the hair bun up top, these actually broke as well. You might be able to see a little bit of a crevice on there from that, but here is the head sculpt. I think it looks pretty good. The likeness does represent that of Haku. Headband looks good. Paint job as well, magnetizes right there on the neck joint. And then for the hand, obviously, since he's not wearing his mask, for this switch out, you can pose him to be showcasing holding that mist Anbu type of mask in the hand. For the second swap out, we're gonna go ahead and take those off, and we have the head, which just pulls off. It's magnetized on there, so the hair sculpt is reused. And then we're gonna attach the version which has that mask on. Out of the two, I would say this is probably my preferred head sculpt to use for the statue, and also sculpted separately is going to be the other hand, which is holding 3 different sen bones in it. So I'm actually happy that this wasn't the hand that was broken, because this is going to be the way that I'm displaying it. 2 of those were shoved in. The middle one does come stock, just kind of stuck in there. But overall, this is what you get for this statue. Haku and Zabuza will always be special to me because it represented a time in the show where things were a little bit more simplistic, right? We didn't have tailed beasts and Kuramas and Susanos, so it was just so much more simpler. And here we have our 2 packs for today's video. I always do 1 pack per statue, so 2 packs for today. Though it can get a little expensive opening these up every single video, because they're like $5 to $10 per pack depending on which ones you open. I enjoy it so much, so I hope you... Oh my gosh, that card looks incredible. That's not even like a super rare for the card. That looks amazing. Got some Claybird action, Kiba and Akamaru, and oh my gosh, my first black and gold super rare card. I have never actually opened one of these up before and from a pack. I've seen them. Oh my god, let me grab my sleeve and get this thing up. Yo, this is lit. I'm so happy I finally got a hold of a black and gold card. I was wanting to buy some of these, and my goodness, to pull the 4th Hokage. I'll be honest, I looked up this set and I didn't even realize he was in this set to be able to pull. I wonder what the freaking rates are for that. That is incredible. I am definitely going to be sending that in to get graded. That is going to be perfect. In fact, that's going to be perfect for an unboxing we'll be doing in the very near future of... who'd you think? I swear, I don't even want to open this one up because it feels like it's all downhill from here. To get the super rare card from the first pack, it's like, this is guaranteed not to have it, right? There's no chance that I would get a second from here. But holy moly, we'll go ahead and go through these real quick. A lot of different characters from different episodes that definitely aren't well known. So I'll just go ahead and check these out. And we got Beast Transformation, a pig, and then Striking Snake for our rare for the pack. In the back, I'm sure you noticed I did have some Haku and Zabuza super rare cards as well that I'll probably be displaying with these statues. Here, we'll take a look at Zabuza's base, which you kind of would expect it to be the bridge, right? But it kind of looks like a stone-themed base. We have a similar looking logo on the front with Zabuza's name on there. And again, this kind of looks more like stone. I expected it to be a wood or bridge, or maybe this is what the bridge was made out of, but it kind of looks like a whole different scene entirely, not anything from the bridge scene. On the side here, we'll take a look, which seems to be like a pillar had toppled over, and then spinning this over, you'll see a little bit of notches that are in the side here. We'll actually have some ninja tools they'll be inserting in there later just as decoration. But that's pretty much this base and what it is. I probably think that they could have done better for this base, maybe themed it around something more applicable to the show, but this is what they chose to go with for it. To further decorate the base, we have some dust particles. Now, these were not sculpted separately. They may look like they are, but they actually seem to have come loose during the shipping process. And so I'm going to be gluing these back on to further secure them because it does not look like they should be removable. They're actually pretty tough to get back in there. So this is my super glue of choice. If you're ever curious what kind of super glue does BAM prefer, you can check out in the comments section my Amazon store, BAM Collectibles Amazon. If you search Google, and you'll check out some of my supplies that I use as my go-to. This is kind of the strongest and fastest drying super glue that I use for small minor repairs like this. I also have some glue that's for a lot stronger, but thankfully we don't need that for here. This is the largest of the two smoke or dust particle effects, and thankfully it's actually going to bring this statue to life a little bit more than the plain base that we saw before. As I mentioned, there's going to be some ninja tools that we'll go ahead and install here. I used a little bit of blue tack on them to secure and make sure that they stay inside the hole. So that's what that little sticky type stuff that you see there. And there's going to be 2 shuriken and 1 kunai. But I have to admit, shamefully, I made a mistake on this statue and I actually ordered the larger version of it. I think there was a 1/7 version and a 1/5. And I got the 1/5, which is kind of looks like a quarter scale statue to me, but it's going to be a lot larger than Haku is, a lot larger. So I'm going to say this out there: if you've made it this far and you're someone who owns the 1/7 version of Zabuza, I would love to get my hands on it. Heck, I would even trade. If you have that version and you want this larger version, I'll trade you just so I can get them properly in scale. If you want this, you just hit me up on Instagram or Facebook if you happen to have it, and let me know. But as you can see here, just with me holding it with my hand, it's huge, it's ginormous. And one interesting thing about it is there's not much texturing that goes throughout the outfit. It's really smooth, and therefore it kind of gives off more of a cartoon look to me rather than like an anime vibe or something directly taken from the show. That's what's really different about this statue than compared to others, is there's just no texturing and it's really smooth everywhere. The headband itself was sculpted separately. I just leave it stuck on there. Has a little bit of blue tack. The hair looks great. And you'll see that hole in the hand is later where the executioner's blade will be inserted. And then Zabuza's face, I don't know. It's all right. So it's not perfect to me. I think they could have done a little bit better on that, especially for it being a larger scale. But, you know, like I always say all the time, 4 to 5 feet away, you can't tell. And this bad boy, because Zabuza is so huge, you can imagine this is as equally huge. How big is this thing? Just holding it in my hand, right? It's like an actual blade. I do wish it was made of metal. That would be awesome. Probably would be too heavy, but pretty good job on this all around. I see a lot of people do some wonky sculpts for the executioner's blade, or either the hole's too small or it's an oval or they don't get the thickness correct, but I think they did a great job here. The only thing I'll complain about is the fact that the blade is painted as if it's black, but I think it should be more of a darker steel looking tone. But the actual handle feels like there's a steel rod in it, which it should be because it has to support the whole weight of this long blade. And there is the final look. Very unique and different from any other Zabuza statue I've seen. Not that there's a bunch to compare to, but here is the both together. As I mentioned, they're quite out of scale. I did hear that maybe Sume is making a version of Zabuza and Haku in the near future on the same statue. That would be really cool if they did that. But I hope you enjoyed this statue unboxing. Thank you for joining me, and I hope there was a lot to be enjoyed, and I look forward to making future videos. I'll see you in the next video. As always, everybody, do what you love and love what you do. BAM out.